Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the HaChaim in the Sefer Mitzvah HaKotza. Mitzvahs Loisa say the negative commandment Kuf Yud, number 110. Shaloi likrav la'arayos afilu b'loi bia. You're not allowed to come close to illicit relations, even if you don't have intimate relations with them. As we'll see in this mitzvah over here, that means even doing things before the act of cohabitation. Says the mitzvah over here, even that you're not allowed to do. Shememar, like it says, ish al kol she'eh besar lo sikravu legalis erva. As it says in the Torah, that any woman, then there's a long list of the women that a person is not allowed to be together with. Any woman that a person is not allowed to be together with, lo sikravu legalis erva, he should not even uncover the nakedness of that woman. What does that mean? For example, hugging and kissing. Now this basically means that any woman that is not a mother or a grandmother, sister is a very big question in halacha about hugging and kissing. The Rambam says that, according to the letter of the law, there is no prohibition in doing it. The Rambam says that a brother should refrain and a sister should refrain from hugging and kissing each other. However, any woman that's outside the realms of a mother, a grandmother, or one's wife, so then chibuk v'nishuk, hugging and kissing, is something that is asur, we're not allowed to do. Shem devarim hamevim ligilar erva, because when a person hugs and kisses, eventually it brings to the next step. And the next step ends up getting a person into gila rayas, illicit relations. Va'oiver al someone who transgresses this. And he ends up hugging and kissing, or he undresses and he lies with naked flesh with another woman in bed. Loika, he deserves lashes. V'chashir al arayas, and he is considered to be someone that is suspected of being an immoral person. You see someone going around hugging and kissing women, you know that they lie together bikir of basar, with naked flesh, even if you never heard from them that they ended up having illicit relations explicitly. Nevertheless, we now suspect this person. He's untrustable because he does all of these things. You're not allowed to wink or signal or play around with them, or to go and smell the fine perfume that is on this woman, or to stare at her beauty, because as we know, all of these things, they arouse a person and they bring a person to think constantly about this woman, and they will end up doing things that will lead to gila rayas, that can lead to illicit relations. And we don't even need to go into examples. Puk chazi, take a look at the world around us, and you will see the levels of immorality and licentiousness that are taking place in all over, and the amount of adultery that takes place in the workplace, in the workforce, in the offices, behind the closed doors, after hours, all the things that are going on in college campuses between boys and girls and boys, and unfortunately in our generation between boys and girls, all the different things that are taking place, all because there are no boundaries and there are no gedarim, there are no fences to protect the world from illicit relations, and therefore things are out of control in the world today. And Chazal understood this, and the Torah understands this, and that's why there's a long list of people that we cannot come close to. Maybe they hear, you should not do anything that will bring you to having arousing thoughts, to daydreaming and fantasizing about another woman. A person should not do that. Also, you should know, there's a prohibition that a person is not allowed to have what's called shichvas zera levatala, which means that they have a seminal emission levatala for no reason. The only reason that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us semen and He gave us the power to do this is because He wants us to be able to bring children into this world. A person who does it for no reason it's shichva zer lavatala, which means it's just an emission on its own. So that's va'avain chamar hu ma'od. That's a very severe sin that a person transgresses. You're wasting the seed of life that HaKadosh Baruch has given you in order to bring life into this world. And therefore it's tantamount on a certain way to like a retzicha, to killing, to getting rid of the potential of life that is there. And therefore a person has to be very careful not to do that. And if a person is winking and he's making signs at it, and he's playing together with somebody, and his mind is fantasizing about this woman and the like, those are the things that are going to happen. Someone that brings himself someone who brings himself to deliberately to have an erection, who benidui, such a person is really put into what's called nidui. They are put into a state of excommunication. So this is the beginning of this particular mitzvah over here, and really what the HaChaim is saying, and is going to come to say even more, is how careful we have to be with our kedusha, with our purity and our sanctity. Anytime that a person goes overboard into the realm of znos, of illicit relations, just in the connection that they have with the opposite sex and the like, so it's very unfortunate but very likely that a person will do things that they are going to regret, whether they do it intentionally, deliberately, or it ends up happening in such ways. A person has to be very careful and very much on guard to protect the sanctity of the Jewish people. Have a wonderful day.